Good morning students. Today we will start another lesson from Unit 4, Moving Things, People and Ideas. That is chapter number 11, Motion and Measurement of Distances. Now let us go through the introduction. Movement or motion is an important characteristic of living things even if we seem to be still. Our internal organs are working. We can eat, drink and do so many other things because we can move our body parts, right? Nature can also move things around. The movement of air from one place to another is a natural process. One moving object can move other objects as well. For example, let us take the example, moving air causes movements in the leaves of the tree. We see all around us dust particles freely lying objects like paper, etc. Thus, the world around us exhibits various kind of motion. So this movement is called as motion. A motion can make a thing move closer to us and farther from us. कोई चीज़ हमारे से दूर चली जाती है, कोई चीज़ हमारे पास आ जाती है. The gap between two objects gives us an idea of how far or how close they are. So we have to make an idea of the object, how far it is and how close it is. In this chapter, we will study in detail the motion of objects and the ways of measuring distances between objects. Motion means कैसे दूर और पास आती है कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट और उनके बीच में कितना डिस्टेंस रहता है. Now let us go through the history. History part में बताया गया है कैसे inventions हुए थे. ठीक है? In earlier times, people would walk from one place to another. They could carry goods like food items on their back. With time, human beings domesticated animals such as cows, donkeys, horses, oxen, bull, buffaloes and elephants to carry loads. Later, they began to ride on their backs and use them as mode of transport. So earlier there were no trains, no buses, no cars, no bikes. Okay, they used the animals for their mode of transport. Okay, to travel through water routes, human beings initially tied up logs of wood. वो हल्के होते हैं and floated them in water. Later, they gave a curved shape of log to make wooden boats. Now you think how man got the idea to make boats from the log of the wood. Thereafter came the invention of the wheel. And children, after this, when man could understood that it is very hard to go miles and miles, there got to have a necessity of a transport system. So wheel was invented. According to archaeologists, the wheel was invented around 8000 BC in Asia. Okay. However, according to historical record, the oldest wooden wheel was made in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamian civilization, children, around 3500 BC in Sumerians. Around 2000 BC, Egyptian improved the design of the wheels and made them with spokes. So, this is how what today's wheel you see is the characterized system, how they invented it. The invention of the wheel completely changed the way in which animals were used as modes of transport. Human beings crafted carts which were fitted with wheels, and the animals were made to pull the carts. This made the lives of the people comfortable. Now the transport system became easy for the man. Okay? In ancient India, around 4000 years ago, Aryans used chariots with spoked wheels. The design of the wheel improved with time. Today, we use rubber tire wheels. This added comfort and speed to the movement from one place to another. In the 9th century, the invention of the steam engine completely revolutionized. What do you mean by revolutionized? एकदम से change हो गया. बहुत बड़ा change आना. The way the means of transport were used. In the place of animals, engine working on the power of steam produced by burning coal were made to pull the carts or bogies fitted with rubber tires, wheels. तो ऐसे engine बने हमारे यहाँ. The invention of steam engine helped developing the mass transport system. So this is how it became easier for us to transport, not to walk and to go here and there by trains, by aeroplanes, by ships, by buses. So these were all modern means of transport. Children, then came the biggest invention of transportation since the wheel. On 17 December 1903, Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright, so they were called as the Wright brothers, they made the bicycle, okay, and invented a flying machine which you call today as aeroplane. So Wright brothers invented aeroplane. Later, this invention was developed into aeroplane for mass transportation. Mass transportation, what do you understand? A lot of people can sit at one time in the aeroplane and can go from India to America, to Germany and wherever they want. Further technological advancements led humans to develop not only aeroplanes but also super fast trains, metros, abhi ban raha hai Mumbai mein, to develop not only aeroplanes but also super fast trains, metro trains, monorails. You can see in Mumbai also monorail, supersonic aeroplanes, बहुत जल्दी जाते हैं, spacecrafts, rockets. So this is how we developed. Okay, then came the historic day. What was that? 16 July 1969, when the American astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon. So you realize with the history how from a wooden wheel rocket was invented and the man took a flight to the moon. Therefore, human beings starting from the invention of wheel have reached the moon. Now, human beings are trying to reach the other planets also. Can you imagine which planet? In this direction, a spacecraft has already succeeded in sending a small wheeled vehicle to the surface of the Mars. Yes, Mars. So we are taking care of Mars now. What is there? Aliens are there or not? Which kind of atmosphere is there? Water is there or not? So all these things we are doing as a research. It has collected samples of its soil also. You know that we use various modes of transport to go from one place to another. So why do we need transport? Because we have to travel. Okay? For example, you may be using different modes of transport to travel from your home to school. So bus you need, back to home, and other examples may include walking or foot, bicycle, rickshaw, scooter, van and bus. So children, this is how you travel. I think we have read a lot and you can do this checkpoint on your own. So coming to the different topic, which is distance. Let us quickly check this box. I have already discussed about Wright brothers, Orville, Will and Wilbur Wrights. Okay, so read it exactly. Now distance. What it is? Distance, note to be the length or amount of the space. Length or amount of the space between any two places is called as distance. Okay. For example, the amount of space between your home and the school is called the distance between them. हम लोग बताते हैं कितना किलोमीटर दूर है हमारा स्कूल घर से, तो that is the distance. Similarly, the separation between two walls of a room indicates the distance between the wall. So this distance is very much important for us to know the distance between the two places, two things, two objects. In general, the length of the space between any two places or things is known as distance between them. Now, you can think of the distance between two objects or things and can classify them as very small, large, very large distances. So, how you can do that? So, these are some of the examples written over here, distance between the very large distances and the very small distances. Now, need to know the distances, exactly what it is. Measuring distances between two different places helps us to determine which mode of transport we should use to go. Now, if you want to go to America, can you walk? Can you take a bus? No. You have to take an aeroplane. And going to the school, you can go by auto rickshaw, you can go by a bike, you can use a bus, but not by walking. Yes, but going to a nearby market, you can walk, of course. So, distance is required to be known for a particular place. For example, if your school is nearby, you can walk. So we have already discussed it, right? The knowledge of the distance between various objects or that between 2 points of an object help us determining the size of various objects around us. Also, if we will determine or know, what do you mean by determine? To know the distance, we can also understand how big or small the object is. What is the size of your school? What is the size of your home? What is the size of the road? Sometimes we need to know the length and breadth of the object. For example, one needs to know the suitable size of the table that can be kept in the room because one cannot fit a very big table in a small room. So this is how we can understand about distance and sizes of the object. The knowledge of the distance between various places helps us in determining the time taken to travel to these places. For example, if the distance between city A and city B is more than the distance between city C and city D, then it will take more time to travel between city A and city B. So children, you can understand how distance is important to us. Now, for example, you may need to know how tall you are to choose clothes of your size from the shop. So you need to measure yourself, isn't it? In the same way, more of the examples are written here. Now, to measure the distance, to measure your length, size of the object, you need some of the units, modes. To know that which kind of object it is, you have to measure the distance between them. So measurement is the scientific method to determine the value of the quantity. Remember this, what is the definition of measurement? It is the scientific method to determine the value of a quantity. Quantity whatever have been given to you, 1 kilo चावल, 2 मीटर का कपड़ा, 1 घंटा लगेगा 1 किलोमीटर चलने के लिए. So this is the measurement what you are doing. In our daily life, we might have to measure these quantities such as length, mass, time and temperature. Now, one method is to measure the width of the table and that of the door using your hand span. Now, what is the hand span? See this picture, children? This is your hand span. Now, I will also show you my hand span. So, this is your hand span. You can notify the size of a book. See, my hand span. So, it is about 2.5 hand span. 2.5 hand span my book size is, isn't it? So, this way you can measure the length of the table, length of the book. So, these were the ancient modes of measuring the things. This method roughly tells us the length of an object. So, span tells roughly about something, okay? One can use many other small things as well to measure the length of the object. We have shown the 3 methods determining the length of the table: a small stick, a hand span, a thread. These are the pictures, children. A span, arm's length, see, the boy is using its arm length, stretched arm, now the 4 step and foot also. Okay, so using these kind of measurement, one may find that the length of the table may be 10 times of a small stick, 5 times of a hand span, 2 times matlab 2 guna, 2.5. I told you 2.5. So in this way, this whole measurement takes place, but it is not an exact. Why it is not an exact figure? Because my hand can be small, your hand can be small, Papa's hand can be big. So this is a rough estimate. You can say, Papa, this book is my 2.5 times of the length. So, but Papa will say, no, it's just 2 because his hand is, span is big. So in this way, measurement goes on. Now, to get the exact figure, what should we do? However, since the sizes of the footstep, hand span or arm length, etc. are different from person to person, one will obtain different results. Okay, children? When different people measure the same length, the length of the football field may be equal to 90 footsteps of an adult. However, the same field length may be 150 footsteps of a small child. Abhi, आप एक फील्ड में जाते हो, आपके 150 फुट स्टेप होते हैं, पर कोई बड़े सर रहते हैं उनके 90 फुट स्टेप रहेंगे, तो देयर विल बी अ डिफरेंस इन फॉर द मेजरिंग ऑफ द फील्ड. ओके, सो फुट स्टेप से हम लोग पता नहीं लगा सकते हैं. सो दिस इज द एक्टिविटी चिल्ड्रन अबाउट मेजरिंग द टेबल, ओके, यूजिंग द थ्रेड. सो यू कैन गो थ्रू इट. Similarly, activity 2, how to measure the length and width of your classroom blackboard. Okay, similarly, length of the street near your house. So in this way you can measure the things quickly. Checkpoint you can do, okay, on your own. It is very easy. I think you have understood. Now important part is standard unit of measurement. अभी हम लोग ऐसे तो नहीं बोलते 2, 3, 4, हाँ हमें राइस दे दो, हम लोग बोलते हैं 2 kg of rice. So what is kg, what is meter, what is kilometer? They are all standard units. And you will see children, in the whole world these units are all standard, nobody can change it. If you will say 1 meter has 100 centimeter, that means it has 100 centimeter all over the world. Nobody can change it. Okay, 1 meter 100 centimeter will equal to 1000 millimeter. Nobody can change. A ruler, a centimeter scale will have the same measurement, millimeter, centimeter. Okay, nobody can change. So this is called as standard measurement units, isn't it? So what is measurement? To measure something may include estimating the size, weight, amount or speed of something. To measure something may include estimating the size, weight, amount or speed of something. The process of measuring object is known as measurement. That is why I have repeated it 2 times. Okay. Now, we have seen the measurement is a method of comparing a large unknown quantity, for example, the length of the table, with some known smaller quantity. अभी इसको समझाने के लिए आपने तराजू देखा है, वो क्या भैया क्या डालते हैं, वो ब्लैक एक पत्थर डालते हैं, उस पर लिखा होता है 1 kg. फिर तुम लोग यू टेक पोटैटो ऑफ 1 kg, वो उतना पोटैटो डाल देते हैं 1 kg का. सो एक स्टैंडर्ड यूनिट क्या हो गई, वो ब्लैक पत्थर हो गया, स्टोन हो गया, और अननोन क्वांटिटी क्या हो गई, तुम्हारे पोटैटोज. सो यू गेट 1 kg ऑफ पोटैटो इन अ प्रॉपर फॉर्म. सो दिस नोन smaller quantity is called to be as unit of measurement. So that black stone is what? Unit of measurement. That's why वो ग्रोसरी वाले भैया जी वो स्टोन अपने पास रखते हैं, अदरवाइज रफली वो आपको कुछ नहीं दे सकते हैं. ओके, नाउ लेंथ ऑफ फुटबॉल फील्ड, roughly we will say 150 foot step. Length of dining table, hand span, that is 10. Length of room, 10 arms length. Okay, but these are not exact. Now what should be done to measure the length of something? Coming to this paragraph, to overcome such inconsistency matlab disturbances, differences in the measurement of lengths, one must use some standard tools to measure the length of all objects at different places. In other words, the same unit must be used to measure length everywhere. So such unit is called as standard unit of measurement of length. You understood? All over the world, these are the standard unit of length. This scale is a standard scale. Whatever you are using in your class, which is kept in your pencil box, it is a ruler. It is a standard unit of measurement of length. And who said this? The first internationally accepted standard of length was prepared using a bar of platinum iridium alloy. This is an element, platinum iridium alloy. Okay, we call the standard meter. The standard meter is kept at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures near Paris, France. Okay, the first standard which was being measured. Now, however, a meter scale is quite big to be comfortably used to measure small distances or lengths. So, you use meter scale, centimeter scale, isn't it? So, we have already discussed what is centimeter. A meter scale is quite big to be comfortably used to measure small distances or lengths. Thus, each meter is divided into 100 equal parts, isn't it? And each part is called centimeter. Now, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. That will be equal to 1000 millimeter. So, in 1 meter, you can find 1000 millimeter. Now, in physics, meter is represented by the symbol m. Small m, centimeter by small cm, and millimeter by small mm. Never make it as capital, children. Okay, now I think you have understood this concept. Now, the ruler, the scale. A ruler is used daily life to measure small distances between two objects or points, shown in 11.4. Is an image of standard ruler of 15 centimeter. You all have in your pencil box, isn't it? So, you will see there is a centimeter, children. 0 centimeter is written, and in between 0 and 1 you will see minute lines, small lines. These are of millimeters, small mm. Okay? Okay. However, to measure large distances, another unit of length is called as kilometer. So, we have already discussed meter, centimeter, millimeter. These are all small units. Now, kilometer to measure length of long distances. So, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, or 1 kilometer is equal to, you can write 1 with 3 zeros, meter. Thus, using the meter as the unit of length measurement, the length of some objects may be written as the length of the football, 80 meters. Okay, the length of the dining table, 2 meters. Now, it is quite fair enough. Now, span is not the good parameter to measure the dining table's length. Okay, and the length of the room will be 4.5 meter. So, children, here they have written the conversion also. You will write 4.50. Okay, 0 can be written it like that in the second decimal place. Okay, so it will change into 450 centimeter. So, this is the mathematical combination of conversion. So, okay, you have to do this, you have to learn this. It must be noted that the measurement of length of an object is expressed by two factors. Number, there should be a number, and there should be a unit. Until unless you not write both of the things, the measurement is not complete. So, length of an object is equal to numerical value. What do you understand by numerical value? The number 4500, and unit of the measurement, that is in what you are taking it. Either it is millimeter, either it is centimeter or meter or kilometer. Okay, similarly you can read here, the examples are there and the activities are there. Now, coming to this page, now these were the small measurement of length. Now, bigger measurement of some very large distances. Can you imagine Earth and Sun? How would have been, the scientists must have measured the distance? Yes, it has been measured by the light year, children. Okay, so it has been converted into kilometer. लाइट ईयर को एक लाइट ईयर यूनिट है, उसको किलोमीटर में चेंज किया गया. तो 1 लाइट ईयर को कैसे चेंज करते हैं, दैट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड द क्लास. नाउ there it is written, Earth and Sun have the distance of 149600000 kilometer. That's why it is so far away from us. Similarly for Moon, diameter of Earth is also given, children, and Moon. Okay, international system of units. So, there are standard units. I have already told you, nobody can change it. Now, quickly go through this table. So, the weight and measure adopted this system of unit in France. So, it was done in France. The system of unit is called as Lee system, International D units. Okay, so this is abbreviated as SI unit. So, wherever you will understand the physics concepts in the science, you will have to go through the SI units. So, this system of units, what we are doing today is SI system of units. These are standard system of units. Okay, international system of units. Length is measured in meter. Mass is measured in kilogram. Time is measured in seconds. Temperature, Kelvin. Electric current, ampere. See, the symbols are also written beside them. Amount of substance, mole. Luminous intensity, कैंडला। नाउ ल्यूमिनस मतलब कितना चमकता है मून, कितना चमकता है सन, तो वो luminous intensity. Okay children, so these are the SI units. Don't forget all these things and try to cover this checkpoint on your own knowledge. Now, what is the correct measurement of length? Okay, we know, we say that kilometer we have done, we have measured it by an inch tape, by meters, for meters by inch tape, ruler, centimeter. Okay, but now get us the concept of correct measure of length. There are various standard devices which are used to measure lengths. A few examples are given below. Ruler for the pencil box, you will be able to meter scale. For cloth merchant we do, हम लोग किसी भी दर्जी के पास जाते हैं तो वो मीटर एक टेप निकालते हैं. इंच टेप, ओके, देन मेजरिंग टेप, मेटालिक मेजरिंग टेप, जब हमारे यहाँ कोई कारपेंटर आता है, मेजॉन आता है, हाँ सिविल वर्क करने के लिए आते हैं तो वो एक मेटल का टेप निकालते हैं, दैट इज मेजरिंग टेप. ओके, सो दीज आर ऑल अबाउट, वो फीट में लेते हैं मेजरमेंट, इंच में लेते हैं. सो दिस आर द, बट दिस इज द मेथड विच इज इनकरेक्ट मेथड. यू हैव टू कीप ऑल द थिंग्स विच फ्रॉम विच यू आर मेजरिंग इन अ straight horizontal manner. Okay, measurement of small box using a ruler. So now you can do, children, how you will do, let us see. Keep the ruler in a contact with the box. Make sure that the zero marking of the ruler coincides with one end of the box as shown in figure 11.6. So this way you will do. Keep it in a very straight line. I know you know this, but still the right way you should know. Hold the ruler straight along the length of the box. Note the reading. So note the reading, it will be 4, isn't it? This is the wrong way. Now coming over here, this is the middle, measuring the length of an object without using zero marking. So it won't be accurate. Okay? It will make a measurement mistake. Also, when you are standing, how you have to stand? These are the different positions of the eye taking the reading of the ruler. So you have to be very accurate by measuring anything, no matter whether it is a simple scale. Measurement of circumference of the cylinder. Now what do you understand by circumference? Have you done circle? Circumference is the outer boundary of a circle, isn't it? To measure the length of the curved surface, one can use foldable measuring tape, जो tailors use करते हैं, that you can take, isn't it? That's why they can measure the size of your tummy, isn't it? To measure its circumference, start wrapping the foldable measuring tape around it from some point and complete the full circle. Your starting point is measuring O centimeter of the tape, or 0. When you come back again the same point, taking the tape around the cylinder, if the tape reads 50.6 centimeter, that means the circumference of the cylinder is 50.6. Your mothers also know all these things. Okay, can you see the activity 6? So these are the circumference of a cylinder. What you do, you make a line over here, start the point from here, put over here the tape and wrap all around it, and then whatever point end over here will be its circumference. So it is that simple. Okay, I want you to do this checkpoint on your own and please be measuring in a very accurate way. Now coming to the next topic, which is रेस्ट एंड मोशन. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड रेस्ट जब आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, मोशन जब आप कुछ कर रहे हैं. स्कूल में बोलते हैं ना स्टैंड एट ईज एंड अटेंशन. तो स्टैंड एट ईज इज रेस्ट एंड अटेंशन मोशन. द position of some objects are fixed on earth. You understand that? Such objects are called as stationary object. Remember children, stationary, not the stationery from where you get your books. It is a stationary means जो रुका हुआ है. Fixed on earth. Building, trees, roads, electric poles. There are many objects around us which are movable, like chair, tables, beds, televisions, light bulbs, clock, scooter, car, whatever you use, things which you use. However, the objects which do not change their position with time, do not change their position with time. Remember these words. And remain at the same place with respect to stationary object are said to be rest. जैसे chair है, चेयर अपनी जगह है, वो मूव नहीं कर रहा है, और बिल्डिंग है, वो तो मूव ही नहीं करेगी. तो यानी कि they are not changing their position with time. Okay, but earth is changing position. Yes. Moon is changing position. Yes. Is sun changing the position? No. Okay, so you are changing your position. Yes. When you are sleeping, with respect to bed, bed is never changing its position, so it is a stationary object, and you are sleeping then waking up. When you are sleeping, you are at rest, and you are waking up, you are at motion. Okay, so you can read this thing about table, chair in your classroom, book lying on the table, television set in the room, ceiling fan, car parked in the parking area. So forth. These are the endless examples which I can tell you. So all these are written over here in the above mentioned examples. The position of the table, chair do not change with respect to the stationary wall of the room. So they are at rest. Yes, they are stationary. Okay. Similarly, when we stand at a place, objects which move neither towards us nor away from us are said to be at rest, right? On the other hand, when things around us changes their position, so what will happen? They will be in motion. You have to write it with respect to stationary object. There is a table there in your room and you are moving. तो stationary object आप हो कि table है? Table है. आप कौन हो? Move करने वाले object हो, तो आप किस में हो अभी? Motion में हो. Okay? So the same thing is written over here. The boy walking down the lane, a running dog, even the leaf falling from a tree, flying aeroplane, they are all in motion. So what is the definition of motion? It can be defined as the change in the position of an object with time with respect to stationary object. टाइम भी चेंज हो रहा है, स्टेशनरी ऑब्जेक्ट वहीं पे है, और जो चल रहा है ऑब्जेक्ट उसकी पोजीशन कॉन्टिन्यूसली चेंज हो रही है. व्हेन वी वॉक वी अंडरगो मोशन बिकॉज अवर पोजीशन कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग विद रेस्पेक्ट टू. ये विद रेस्पेक्ट टू क्या है? उसके कंपैरिजन में. जो ऑब्जेक्ट स्टेशनरी है उसके कंपैरिजन में हम लोग वॉक कर रहे हैं. इजंट इट? विद टाइम. 1 सेकेंड लगा मम्मी मैं जाके आता हूँ, ठीक है, तो घर तो वही है, बट यू आर इन मोशन, you are moving, and time is also going. Okay, even though for all practical purposes we assume that the earth is at rest, but practical purposes means हमको पता नहीं चलता है, हमको ये लगता है अर्थ रेस्ट पे है, but we all know it is continuously moving around the sun. So we have already taken the example of this thing, right? And also second example, say needle of the clock, minute, seconds, hour. ठीक है? The bodies which are continuously in the state of continuous motion is the state of motion. A few example of the bodies which are continuously in the state of motion, अर्थ वगैरह तो है ही, हमारी क्लॉक भी है, हमारे अंदर ब्लड सर्कुलेशन जो हो रहा है वो कॉन्टिन्यूअस है, हम रेस्पायर कर रहे हैं, कॉन्टिन्यूअस कर रहे हैं. सो दीज आर ऑल पीरियोडिक मोशंस विच आर हैपनिंग कॉन्टिन्यूअसली. So interesting it is. An interesting fact about motion is that body that is in motion with respect to the object can be in state of rest with respect to some other object. For example, a man sitting in a moving car. Now, it is a very interesting thing that I am sitting and car is moving. Okay, so what I am in rest or in motion? Now see, a man sitting in a moving car will be at rest with respect to the car, but it is in motion with respect to the trees or building outside. ठीक है ना? हम लोग रेस्ट में हैं, पर हम लोग जो ट्रीज सड़क पे दिखते हैं, जैसे ट्रेन में तुम लोग बैठे रहते हो, तो तुम तो बैठे हुए हो पर ट्रेन पास कर रही है, ट्रेन मोशन में है, पर जो बाहर ट्रीज हैं वो अपने रेस्ट में, वो तो अपनी जगह पे तुम्हारे साथ नहीं जा रहे हैं, है ना? Therefore, the position of the man sitting in the car is also changing. Thus, the man is also in motion. So, actual picture is what? That we are in motion with the car or the train. Okay? Do this. I will check your knowledge. Okay. Now, the types of motion. How many types of motions are there? Translatory motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory or vibratory motion. These are very good to understand, children. Translatory motion, what do you mean by it? Let us observe the motion of the bus moving on a road. Based on the motion, we can conclude that the bus moves as a whole all along the path. Yes, bus is moving. All seats and all wheels of the bus move the same straight distance. With the bus, all things are moving. In fact, each part of bus moves the same distance in the same same direction and at the same time. Yes, it is moving at the same distance. एक सड़क चल रही है, एक डायरेक्शन में चल रही है और एक टाइम उसको आधा घंटा लग रहा है, 1 घंटा लग रहा है, राइट? सो सच अ मोशन, कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट जब एक डिस्टेंस, सेम डिस्टेंस चलता है, सेम डायरेक्शन में चलता है, सेम टाइम कवर करता है, उसको बोलते हैं ट्रांसलेटरी मोशन. When we pull a chair from one place to another in a room, each part of the chair, its arm, legs, seats move in the same distance, isn't it? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि चेयर का आर्म जो है बाद में भागा भागा आएगा, लेग भाग में भाग भागा आएगा, नहीं, पूरा का पूरा चेयर तुम लोग खसका के लेके जाते हो, तो वो क्या है? ट्रांसलेटरी मोशन. All solids are rigid bodies undergo translatory motion because all parts of such body are tightly joined together. तो किसी भी चीज की जब सारे पार्ट्स एकदम जुड़े रहते हैं एक दूसरे से, उनको अलग नहीं कर सकते हैं तोड़े बगैर, और एक साथ लेके जाते हैं, तो वो क्या, कौन सा मोशन मूव कर रहे हैं? ट्रांसलेटरी मोशन. इट कैन बी रेक्टिलिनियर मोशन, कर्विलिनियर. नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड विद द पिक्चर. रेक्टिलिनियर मतलब सीधा सीधा, कर्विलिनियर यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कर्व आ रहा है, यानी कि थोड़ा सा घूम जा रहे हैं, isn't it? Okay, let us go to the next page. Now, what is this? You can see, you can observe 11.14. Okay, rotatory. Yes, this is rotating. The boy is rotating a wire, or you may say thread. This what is this? Oscillatory motion. Now let us discuss about rotatory motion. The fan itself does not change its position. The blades move around the fixed central point of the circular path. जब एक पॉइंट के चारों बगल ये फैन के प्लेट्स चलते रहते हैं, वो रोटेट करते रहते हैं, इसीलिए अर्थ के लिए भी बोला जा रहा है वो अपने एक्सिस पे क्या करती है चिल्ड्रन? रोटेट करती है. अर्थ हैज इट्स ओन एक्सिस, तो ये फैन का एक्सिस है और ये ब्लेड्स उसके रोटेट कर रहे हैं. ऐसे ये बच्चे ने ये रस्सी पकड़ी है, तो ये इसका एक्सिस है और ये रोटेट कर रहा है. सो दिस इज सर्कुलर मोशन और रोटेटरी मोशन. ऐसे ही बच्चों आपके सीडी प्लेयर चलते हैं, हम लोग जब बॉल फेंकते हैं क्रिकेट खेलते हुए तो हमारा आर्म भी वैसे ही काम करता है. पॉटर्स व्हील, आपने मटका बनते हुए देखा है, तो वो जो व्हील पे पॉट बनाता है, सेम रोटेटरी मोशन. और स्पिनिंग टॉप भी, स्पिनिंग टॉप लट्टू, ठीक है ना. ऑसिलेटरी मोशन जब पेंडुलम की तरह काम करता है. सी पेंडुलम कैसे होता है? ये बॉल है और ये थ्रेड है, वहां जा रहा है फिर वापस आ रहा है. जैसे तुम लोग झूला झूलते हो, तो वो क्या होता है? Oscillatory motion. The pendulum as a whole does not move from one position to another. ये यहाँ पे लगा रहता है. हिलता कौन है? ये स्ट्रिंग और ये बॉल, पर एक पॉइंट पे ये टिका रहता है, isn't it? तो हम लोग इसको क्या बोलते हैं बच्चों? बैक एंड फोर्थ. बैक मतलब पीछे जाना. जब हम लोग झूला झूलते हो तो पहले कहाँ जाते हो? पीछे जाते हो और फिर आगे जाते हो, फिर बीच में आते हो, तो ये बच्चों होता है ऑसिलेटरी मोशन. यू आर गेटिंग? देखो मैं आप लोगों के ही अकॉर्डिंगली आपके एग्जाम्पल्स दे रही हूँ. तो such kind of motion in which the body moves back and forth about its mean position. Mean position बच्चों, this is the mean position, middle position. Okay, this is the mean position. That is called as oscillatory motion. So you can go through the more of the examples which you face every day in your life. Okay. Now the periodic motion. Periodic motion मतलब एक पीरियड के बाद, जैसे टाइड्स आते हैं ना, हमें पता है 15 दिन में क्या होगा? न्यू मून होगा, फुल मून होगा, तो हाई टाइड आएगा, लो टाइड आएगा, ठीक है. एक पर्टिकुलर हमारे 12 मंथ्स होते हैं, 365 डेज होते हैं, तो रिवोल्यूशन होता है, डे एंड नाइट होती है, तो रोटेशन होता है. तो दीज आर ऑल पीरियोडिक मोशन. In some kind of motion the object repeats always its motion. हर दिन हर रात होती है ना? रात होता है, दिन होता है, ये कभी डिस्टर्ब होते हैं? नहीं होते हैं. तो they are periodic, isn't it? तुम्हारे periodic टेस्ट होते हैं, कभी डिस्टर्ब होते हैं? नहीं होते हैं. तो they are in periodic motion. Okay children, so I have given you all the examples in Hindi also and in English. Now combination of different type of motion. Now what you can do? You can mix the motions. The motion of the wheel of the vehicle. Okay, हम लोग सीधा सीधा साइकिल चला रहे हैं, पर देखो उनका व्हील जो है वो क्या कर रहा है? नीचे रोटेशन में मूव भी कर रहा है, हाँ, गोल गोल भी घूम रहा है, तो रोटेटरी मोशन भी है. ओके, इन द सेम वे हम लोग सीधा जाते हैं और रोटेट भी करते हैं. सिमिलरली बॉल को भी हम ऐसे ही यूज करते हैं. द मोशन ऑफ द स्क्रू, ड्रिलर देखा है, सीधा भी जा रहा है और गोल गोल भी घूमता है, तो रेक्टिलिनियर एंड रोटेशनल. सो इन दिस वे चिल्ड्रन, motion is a very interesting chapter, and please try to complete this checkpoint and this exercise and get how much knowledge you have grabbed. Thank you very much.